Today we're making the quintessential New York cookie, the black and white cookie. Traditionally, they are made with a white side and a chocolate side, but I've decided to put a holiday spin on them. This cookie is special to us because my children and my husband would go to the bagel shop every Sunday, and the kids would always pick up a black and white cookie. These cookies are usually much bigger than I made them, and I think that's part of their charm, so you can certainly make yours larger, but I decided to make them a little bit smaller, and I'm going to show you how to do it. So first you want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And now I'm going to cream 4 tablespoons of butter, 4 tablespoons of vegetable shortening with 3/4 cups of granulated white sugar. I'm going to use my handheld mixer, but if you have a stand mixer, you can use yours. You want to make sure that your butter and shortening are at room temperature so that they're easy to cream, and I've creamed the butter with the sugar. Now I'm going to add eggs. I have 2 eggs and 1 egg yolk. And before I add them, I'm going to add some vanilla into the egg mixture. So bear with me while I unscrew this top. And you need about a teaspoon. I'm just going to glug it in. It's probably more, but it's all fine by me. So I'm going to incorporate this one egg at a time into our creamed butter mixture. And I also have some freshly grated lemon zest. You could use lemon extract instead if you prefer. So I'm going to add all of that into here, one egg at a time, and then I'll show you the next step. So I've added my eggs, vanilla, and my lemon zest. The zest was about the zest from 1 lemon, but you can add to taste. And I have a 1/4 cup of whole milk here. I'm going to add that to this mixture right here, and then I'll show you the next step. So here I have 1 cup of regular all-purpose white flour and 1 cup of cake flour. I just want to show you what it looks like. There's other brands, but it's not the self-rising flour. And cake flour is a finer flour, so you'll get a more delicate dough. And I also have 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. So I sifted that all into this bowl, and now I'm going to add it to this mixture right here all at once, mix it in quickly, and then I'll show you the next step. So I have a parchment-lined baking sheet here, and I'm going to use an ice cream scoop, and I'm going to level it off. And I'm just going to place them about 2 inches apart. Actually, yeah, about 2 inches apart on the sheet. They will spread. And I'm just going to do the rest of them, and then I'll show you the next step. So I got 18 cookies. I probably had enough for 1 more, but I didn't feel like scraping the bowl. You could make them bigger and then you'll get less cookies. You might have to bake them a little bit longer. I'm going to put them in a 350 degree oven, and 10 to 12 minutes maybe. I'm going to check on them. You just want them to get slightly golden around the edges. So I ended up baking mine for 14 minutes, and it'll vary, so just keep an eye on them, and that's the color that you want on the bottoms there. And now I'm going to transfer them to a cooling rack and let them cool completely before we frost them. So I have 3 cups of sifted confectioner's sugar, also known as powdered sugar. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of light corn syrup, and some vanilla extract. Now the vanilla extract is going to discolor this a little bit. I'll show you in a minute. So if you want to make a white icing, you can use vanilla powder. I find this in my Italian deli. Or maybe like an artificial vanilla or just a white vanilla, something that won't discolor it. Or you can flavor it with another extract that doesn't have any color. So I'm just going to put a little bit of vanilla in here. And you're going to add water, but very slowly. You don't want this icing to get too runny. You want it to be spreadable. I'll show you the consistency in a minute once I'm done mixing it in. But just take it slowly with the water. If you do make it too liquid, you could just add more powdered sugar. So I've mixed all of my ingredients together, and this is the consistency that I'm going to stop at. It might be a little bit too runny, but I think it'll be fine. And I just want to show you a comparison between the frosting before you add the extract and then after. I added the powder to this one because I am going to make a blue and white for Hanukkah. And to this one I'm going to add color, but I'm going to divide it in half. I'm going to do half red, half green. Now traditionally the black and white cookies are obviously chocolate, so you could either add cocoa powder or melt 1 ounce of chocolate and mix it into your frosting. I've mixed my food coloring into my frosting, and now you take the flat side of your cookie and you want to, where you're making the straight line down the middle, you want it to be a little bit thicker there. It kind of helps you make it a little bit straighter. You don't want to go back and forth too much. And you can brush off the excess. So I'm going to do the rest, and then I'll show you how to do the second color. So to do the second color, you basically use that line as your guide. And gently at the edge, you just spread. And again, I'm wiping off the extra, and there you have it. Here they are, finished cookies. I hope you enjoy. Happy holidays.